The chair now recognizes for 5 minutes the gentleman from Idaho, Mr. Fulcher. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, good to see you again. Thank you for being here and from my home state of Idaho. It's good to interact with you today. And we've got a lot of challenges on federal lands in my state, and you're certainly invited at your convenience to come pay us a visit sometime. I think that would be that'd be very fruitful. It'd be good to show you some things that are true and happening or not happening on the ground, as the case may be. But you made a statement to Congressman Lamborn a few minutes ago that oil production on federal lands is at an all-time high. And admittedly, I don't know what metric that might be measuring, but that's not the perception. I can tell you that the confidence of the oil companies, at least for any kind of new permits, is probably at an all-time low. And so, but let's just assume that what you said is accurate. It's an all-time high, and we certainly need it because we're growing, and our energy sources are definitely in question. Are you committed to keeping it that way?
Thank you very much, Congressman. We are, of course, we're following the law, and we're committed to moving the applications for permits to drill forward as expeditiously as possible, and we have done that since I've been in this position. So we have career staff who take their jobs very seriously, and they're moving those forward.
So that's actually going to be. That might be surprising to some, but that should be comforting to some if that's in fact the case. So I thank you for committing to that on the record. And I can tell you with some alternative sources in Idaho, and again, would love to see you there at some point, we've got geothermal, we've got hydro, we've got nuclear. A number of those permits are in process. It does appear that, I won't say being flat out ignored, but there's just not a lot of focus there. Can I ask you to touch on geothermal, on hydro, nuclear? What is the attitude towards those sources, especially as it comes to on federal land?
Mm-hmm. The attitude in our department is that we want to use every tool in the toolbox, and we are happy if geothermal company comes to us and wants to lease and permit something, we take that seriously. We know that this is an all-hands-on-deck moment for energy transition, and certainly using our natural resources will help move us away from this terrible climate crisis that we're experiencing. It also creates jobs in rural communities, which I know is the case in your state. So I'm more than happy to visit. Please just get in touch with us, and we're happy to plan a visit.
Well, again, that general message has not been the case, that we have not received that from other members of the agencies. And so just know that I appreciate you putting that on the record. We did pass, I might add, what's called the Clean Act as part of H.R. 1. That was a bipartisan, highly supported piece of legislation that streamlines geothermal exploration. And so we encourage that to be followed through as we move forward with geothermal in particular. That's a great one. I want to shift gears because I don't have much time left. Lava Ridge project. I don't know if you're familiar with the Lava Ridge Energy Project. That's a very large wind project in Idaho. Mm-hmm. And we're told by power experts in the region that in order to match the output, because it's not baseload powered, in order to match the output, we'll need to have 3 to 4 times the peaking power production to match an equal amount of baseload. Are you familiar with the Lava Ridge project, and is that something you're supportive of?
I would love to learn more about that project. I know that we are we know that we're in a transition, and we're all going to work hard to get there.
It's a real concern in my district. And I want to just close with a statement before I run out of time. The BLM has a proposal, it's a different subject. BLM has a proposal on a conservation and health landscape rule. And I can't help but think that the BLM's proposal will result in some further backlogs if that's adopted in the management of species and create new bureaucracies and in the multiple use system. I believe that the administration should truly be focused on elevating all the forms of energy and not cutting off productive land uses. And I just want to put that on the record and share that with you, Madam Secretary. Look forward to seeing you in Idaho.
I
Madam Chair,
appreciate that.
yield
Thank
back.
you, Mr. Fulcher.